Okay, today is February 26th, 2024, 6:30 PM. We're going to call this special session order. If everyone please stand for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day and for this gathering here tonight and for the opportunity to serve our city. We ask that you will guide us as we strive to build a city that is worthy of every citizen that lives here. And as we work to make decisions that will benefit all of us, help us to listen with understanding and give us the wisdom to move our city in the direction of progress and prosperity. Father, we pray for those that work for our city, and we're truly grateful for their efforts and their dedication. Watch over everyone as we go about our daily lives, and may we feel your grace and strength throughout the days ahead. We ask all of these things in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, any announcements? Any? None? Moving on to citizens input. Do we have any citizens input related to the agenda items? Anything related to the agenda items? Okay, moving on, we're going to discussion or action to approve or deny the second reading of ordinance number 311-01-16-2024, an ordinance amending chapter 10, section 1.b of the Code of Ordinances of the city of West Tawakoni, Texas, to provide for new water sewer rates, providing for repeal of ordinances in conflict, provide a severability clause, providing for an effective date. Chair, entertaining discussion on that. Did we get the first 3 months average? We already got the averages back that we were talking about? I thought we were doing them for January, February, March.
We haven't done anything until we have this also.
Yeah, I mean, it's, from what I understand, y'all are gonna get the averages once this is passed, right?
Right.
It's already set up on the computer. I have to call the billing company.
Seems like to me this is a little premature then. No?
I mean,
We
it's,
can't do anything until
it goes-
it's
Yeah.
passed.
so it's a program, it's all part of her program, the way I understood it.
No, it's on there now.
And basically it takes the average of every one of our individual usages. So like, you know, whatever your average was for 3 months, that will set your rate for the next 9 months.
Right.
Yeah, you showed us all the numbers. You
Right.
actually pulled some of our numbers.
And we can't do anything until we collect March. We didn't
So I
do
think if she
February,
hits the
March.
button, it's gonna put it in effect for everybody, and it'd be real hard to put it back.
Yeah.
But now when we did the reading on this the last time, we changed it to where the wasn't it?
No,
Well-
it's two different ordinances.
Yeah, we
We
were,
didn't have to change this one. This is the in-city, correct?
No, that's the outside.
This is outside.
So then this is
Changes
the one
it
that
back
had
to
it
the
in it.
original water rates on the outside. Everything else is the way.
Except for the average sewer billing.
but
Only the
that's
water
sewer.
rates.
And trash.
There is
There's a
outside
few,
sewer.
huh?
There is outside sewer, just not for everyone.
Yeah,
There
just
is
a
outside
few
sewer.
though,
And
isn't
the
it?
trash.
Yeah.
And the trash.
So this ordinance that I'm looking at, it's got residential water and sewer rates for customers outside of the city limits. It's got the rate, is that the rate that they've had for a while? Or we talked about this? Okay.
We're
Wait,
keeping their water rates the same. Now sewer rates change, trash is changing, but the water rates will not increase for outside city.
Where's I see the one for out of city, but where is it?
We approved the inside city
Where's
on
that?
second reading last.
Right, this,
Well, I know, but you don't have a copy of it, look at it, compare them.
it's not part of this,
I was looking to
no,
compare them.
it's not part of this meeting, but,
I'm sorry, maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but wasn't this to offset the water increase for out of the city?
Yes.
No,
Well-
not for the out of the city, for inside the city. The majority of outside city does not have sewer, the majority,
The majority.
the vast majority.
I would say about almost a quarter of outside has sewer.
So that's what this is. We talked about leaving the outside city as it is.
There's the
And then on the inside the city limits is a different rate. So here it is here for the.
Oh, yeah, so
that.
it is in our packet, right?
No, it
Yeah,
is.
okay. I think we got it. Got it, right?
This is
The
the,
inside
this is
city
the
one is
outside.
not, because we approved it last time on second
Okay.
reading, so you only had the outside one in your packet.
Got it, got it.
Chair would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we approve the second reading of ordinance 311-00-16-2024.
I second that motion.
Give it a second, all in favor.
Kevin Featherston?
Leon Meyer.
Jack O'Connell,
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Moving on to number 7, discuss interaction on the applications for the park board / committee members. No,
I think last meeting, we were still going back and contacting.
yeah, so our
Yeah.
latest head count, including me, is 5, with a potential 6, depending on what's decided tonight.
Rena, you got both y'all here about the park board? I'm just curious.
My application is in, but I have questions.
Okay.
James, the potential 6, depending on what happens here tonight.
Then I'll get to you here in a few line items more. Then we'll get to Facebook and the Civic Plus. Is Randy one of them? Randy?
Yes.
No, okay, well, so we got 6 total?
Well, 5 total, and with
Okay.
Jane as a potential.
Okay.
So you contacted all 5?
Yeah, still have not heard back from 2.
Had you already got Nancy?
Yeah, I got Nancy. Nancy's included in that number.
So who are the ones that we have contacted that is still interested?
Red Byers is off the table because he is now committed to both planning and zoning and EDC. I've not heard from Kristen, and I've not heard. Oh, that was the only one. So I've got Nancy and Randy, Jane potentially, V-Sun, and Laura as yeses, including me.
Can we hear what her concerns are?
Sure.
Do you have questions?
What were your questions, if you don't mind?
We've had this conversation lots of times, and I've sat in on most of them. And the question that I keep asking, and I can't get a lot of clarity to it, is, does anybody have an idea as far as what the scope and the responsibility of this group is going to be? And the last few times that I brought it up, and I know one time Kevin said that the best thing for me to do would be talk to the council people and see what their thoughts are. And I had in fact done that, and God's honest truth, there wasn't one council member that had the same vision for what this group was gonna look like. So for that reason, and then I did ask another question about the park rental fee, that we do have it, it's on the books as far as the park rental fee. I'm very confused about who it is that's gonna get charged, who actually is that fee applicable to.
Okay.
You mean where the money is actually being
No,
directed?
what organizations, if we were to bring in a group,
Yeah.
if we were to, have a group that came in that wanted to use the park, well, I just am unclear as to who does get charged and who doesn't get charged. And I'll cut to the chase right there. I know we're having the Gospel Fest.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's also a fundraiser for the fire department. Do they pay the $200 for the park rental? And if not, then who, that's my question, who do we charge? How do we, it's either all or nothing.
So pretty much the way we do it is everybody's charged unless it comes before council and council waives the fee.
That's it.
Everything in that park has a charge to it.
Tent
It has
camping,
to come
everything.
here, huh?
Tent camping and everything.
Everything, and it has to come in front of council to be waived.
We have done that though for events.
Yes.
Because sometimes it's better to just get everybody in. Even though they're, we're not getting anything there, we're getting other things like Dale, Rancheros, all the other different places. Billy's, they go to Billy's a lot. The tobacco shop, not tobacco, Tawakoni, what's it called? The bait shop?
The bait shop. I think in our last meeting, we were all on the same page that they are going to be organizing events only. Organizing events, that anything else is already set or should come in front of council. Are we under that understanding?
I am.
I am.
And to take it just one step, a little bit, baby step forward would be also on a side note, hey, if there's something broken or something messed up, then bring it back. You don't have to go to council, just get it to Public Works.
Which is something that everybody and anybody can do anyway.
I mean, that
You see
would,
something, you turn it in.
Yeah.
That wouldn't fall on the committee.
that would go to the city hall. That would come to the city hall and put a work order in. But what we want to be careful of is we don't want that to be like a hyper focus, because we all know there's always something that can be done at the park, right? But until the park starts having more things happen there and starts generating more funds for itself, then unfortunately some of those things, i.e. the road, right? The road right now has almost a $12,000 repair that's needed because the ice and the this and the that is just, we've got a few spots in that road that's fell apart.
But I think that answers her questions, is that wouldn't fall on the committee. The committee would just be scheduling and planning events.
So who's gonna take care of like say the flower beds and stuff like that?
That would still fall on the
That's
city.
still Public Works.
Okay.
Well, and I mean,
Keep West
I was
Walking
fixing to
people
say,
like
let's
that.
let's not.
Yeah, it would fall where it typically falls.
Let's
So
not
the
discredit
committee would be
Keep West
planning, scheduling events.
It is.
Not so much as being the first line of communication for somebody else, individual wants to camp in the park.
Correct. That should have nothing to do with
Yeah, it
that.
has nothing to do with it. And they come to the city either on the phone or in person and rent those RV spots.
I mean,
We always get RV spots paid for,
Maybe-
except when it's a big event and they're wanting part of the pads for other things like vendors and stuff like that. Because you get a big event going on down there and there's not much room.
Jane, what are your concerns?
I'm still pretty vague on exactly when we say you just want this group to bring events. So hypothetically, on the application that I presented, I think I listed 3 different types of events, and all 3 of which I've been a part of in my previous life. 2 of them are weekend events, where it would be all day Friday and all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And I know I'd asked this question before, which was, I think you have 12 RV spots that are up and 14, pardon me. And that if we had an event that came in and we're showing the park and we're soliciting this group to come in and hold this weekend event, and they want all of that, at the first time that I brought this up, there was some pushback that can't be done.
Well,
Is that-
definitely, we would have to work together because we have the book that has all 12 months. Who's rented what, when, what time. So if you wanted to bring something to town, we would have to get together because I have the book that says what's been rented already, things like that, reservations.
And I guess that's where my concern is that I'm used to dealing in like org charts, where you go if you have a question, and process flow models. And I just don't, this is all sort of kind of vague as far as how it's gonna pan out. And that's where my
And that was expected.
So this is how I'm envisioning it. I'm envisioning just events, right? So I would like to, not saying me leading it, but how I'd like to, because we've been talking about this for a long time, so I'd like to just to help try and push it forward myself. So my first goal would be to have a brainstorming session with everyone and put together a calendar, an event calendar for the entire year. And then see what we like, what we don't like, what we think we have the resources for, what we don't, and then narrow it down. And then from the hot list, let's say the top 10 or whatever it is, talk to the city department and see what events, or Mike's department rather, sorry, what is available, what's not available, and then pare it down from there. We would then have much more flexibility on running and controlling it the second year than the first year, because we are already behind on the first year. So people have been booking things for months now on the calendar, but we get ahead of it the following year, then we have more control. So from a person that can't say, this event's gonna fit in this hole, and that event's gonna fit in that one, and that compartment, and that Excel spreadsheet, I don't know that until we have a brainstorming session, see what's most important for the citizens, what we wanna bring to the town, and then where it can fit in the schedule this year with looking forward to the following year and thereafter.
Who's maintaining the
Does that
bills?
help?
Morgan,
Does that help?
Somewhat.
Okay.
If I might inject something.
Yeah.
If somebody is renting a pad and everything, and they've got the park rented also, you have to collect a fee from those people that's got the pad, because they're gonna be using water and electricity. And $200 for a weekend is not gonna cover your water and electricity in the whole park for somebody. So
right,
you've gotta have more money collected.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
offset.
Randy, when were you on the park board originally? How many years ago was that?
I wasn't on it, I was over the whole park.
Okay,
I
so,
basically did,
We haven't had a park board in 4 or 5 years.
okay, so
I basically did everything for the
in all
park except
fairness,
for,
I mean, I don't wanna get ahead of myself or anything, but all fairness, I think it's understandable to look at all the fees. I don't know the
Yeah.
last time we looked at fees, I don't know what has been adjusted, I don't know what we collect versus what we don't collect, that maybe we should be
So I
collecting
can
on.
help with that just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I went and I pulled a bunch of local, like Wind Point Park, Sky Point, and Green Marina. We are right there with them. We are at 50%.
But that's not to say we couldn't have another special, and start looking at all those.
Yeah.
If we're not doing, if something's not renting out, maybe we figure out a way to reduce it and promote it.
Yeah, we can't, you can, a so-called reserve a park. It's a public park, so we, even though it's a big event coming in, we still have to allow those campers and stuff in, or anybody else for that matter.
and Randy, the park for the whole park, that fee hasn't changed, it's still the same, it's not 200, it's.
okay.
And I just think that the main thing, if I understand this correctly, is if we have it coming in, we cannot shut down the park for that event.
Right.
Park is a public park, we still have to have it open.
Just correct.
Now, we could probably control the flow of the patrons, probably for sure, and direct traffic in different directions, but we can't close the park down.
You can, if you reserve all the pavilions, and then the pavilions are reserved, somebody can't just come in and take them.
Well, right, but we can't like close people from coming into the park. They can still go fishing or go launch their boats.
And you can't charge for people coming into the park, either if somebody's got the whole thing rented out, you
Yeah.
can't charge anybody just driving in.
But that would be easy to figure out how to divert traffic and make sure that we're protecting the people that have the event going.
The best way to explain this, that I can see to explain it from what I've heard and talking in all the conversations, is the idea behind this park committee was to have a group of people that were thinking about bringing excitement or bringing something fresh, something new, something different than what we've had into our park from the past, right? From yesterday, the day before, the year before, whatever. Because at the end of the day, right now, we don't have any resources really left within the city to do that. And if we want to call it marketing, maybe we call it that, but I'm sure this park committee would have a Facebook page or something, and there would be some marketing going on there. And then it's just a networking, because when you put something out like this, you get people that are interested, that have a background, like as you said, with yourself in your past life. You have that background that you've done things similar to this. So you've got some of these really fresh and good ideas that we haven't seen, the city hasn't seen. So the only way to cultivate that is to bring people into a group like that and let everybody brainstorm, like you said, and bring all that to fruition.
Right.
Did that help get any answers to kind of what you were thinking? Or?
Well, I think she's looking for even more specific.
No, I mean, if, I can fill in enough of the blanks with that information. I just, and I guess what I have, or what I found online is outdated, the information about renting things.
I don't know, it could be,
It shouldn't be on.
it hadn't been done in a while.
It's under
That's-
it's under forms and permits.
Has the rental been raised or?
No,
I don't
No, there hasn't been
No.
any changes in quite
we
some
haven't
time.
changed the rates.
Okay. Probably need to be updated.
Okay.
You said it's in her forms?
It's under, yeah, it's the park.
So is she number 5 or is she number 6?
Six.
So you have your 5, that we could move forward on this.
Yeah.
And hopefully still convince her that this is the way to go, but you have your 5, if we're comfortable with the 5.
Yeah, if our minimum is 5, I got my 5.
Well, and like I said, the idea is not for the council to kind of govern. It's not really for the council to govern this. We want the ideas of the people on this committee to make our park something different. Make our park do something that it has not done.
And get it known.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing on this, on the, like an application to stay overnight or whatever. It's only giving us pad pavilion rentals.
There's it's this one, right?
Don't look exactly like.
Yeah, for the rentals.
This is actual, this doesn't have all the prices on it, but it pretty much does.
If you keep scrolling down,
It only goes like one other page for me.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, we can certainly talk behind the scenes and make sure that the website's
I
updated.
think.
This includes water slides and bounce houses with, water slides and bounce houses use with pavilion rental.
It's a couple different forms that show different fees on it, or they're the same fees, but just different.
Provide, display different.
and that's where there's.
The pavilion fees.
Again, I think we can address her concerns,
Yeah, we might
they
be
don't
getting-
fit here, but they need to be
Yeah,
addressed.
we might be getting in the weeds now.
Yeah.
Sheriff will entertain a motion on the application for park board committee members.
Would you call your 5 out?
Yeah, and so I have also gotten verbal, agreement from every one of them to proceed with a background check, because I didn't want another week or month to go without doing
Yeah,
this.
that's fine.
So I have a verbal background check for Randy and Nancy, let's put Jane over here. This son is Spana, Laura Dern, Kristen I didn't hear from, Rhett is the no-go, and then me, which you already have a background check on me.
So was that
And-
5 or 4?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I make 5.
Yes, you do. Kim will be in the office in the morning. I need a motion.
So I make a motion, we approve the 5 members that Jack just mentioned, including herself, to form the park committee.
I will second.
Actually, all in favor?
Kevin Featherston?
Leon Myers.
Oh, Jack O'Connell.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Sorry about that. It'll eventually.
We had to borrow a taser from the police from.
Your
Wake her up
turn.
over
Item number 8, discussion and interaction on resolution number 387-2-06-2024, forming the park board committee.
I make a motion to approve resolution 387-206-2024 to form the park board or committee.
Kevin Featherston?
Leon Myers.
Jack O'Connell.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
It is
Can I say
unanimous.
something?
Yes.
You have that solar eclipse idea on that? Please do that.
Well,
So
you
we
just, you're so behind already on that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's April 8th.
everybody still had, like, I went on Amazon, this has been 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I ordered 25 of those glasses. I think they were $1 a piece.
Because I have been reading all this, I have been researching this for the last 3 or 4 months.
and the numbers just keep going up.
Yeah.
As far as the viewers that they're expecting in all these towns around us. I mean, they're talking, Terrell, 20 to 60,000 people.
Some cities are issuing a disaster.
Yes, I mean, this could be, and I'll tell you something else, and I'll offer to do this, if you guys don't mind. I would like to maybe type up some kind of a letter or something to take around to all the businesses, telling them the potential impact that it can have on their business. Because you might have parking lots full and their patrons can't get in there.
Yeah.
So I'll be willing to do that if it's all right with you. I don't want to overstep.
No, there's no overstepping. It's just a matter of, is there a plan? Are we doing something? And can
Well, I'm
can
just
we get
gonna tell them,
something
this is what could happen, even if we don't have a plan.
Yeah.
This could actually happen in your business. Your business might be overwhelmed, and for them to be prepared. I mean, we don't really know what it's gonna do. It may rain that day and we may have nothing.
Yeah,
Or it may rain in Greenville and not here, and everybody's gonna come from Greenville here. And I know Greenville's planning something really huge. So I do not mind doing that if it's okay with everyone to do that. Just to let them know what can happen.
that work.
Yeah, I appreciate Shannon
Yeah.
put all this together for us.
Well, I had a little bit of help. Miranda and Mary helped with it. We kind of sat down and brainstormed today for ideas that might help push this along.
Who did?
Me, Amanda, and Mary.
Cheese pizza?
I know she really.
All right, moving on to item number 9, discussion or action to approve or deny a city Facebook page and a social media policy. Is that what the rest of this? Is any of this about that, or is this just water rates?
Oh, no,
Looks
that's
like
not
water
right.
rates.
You got it. You should have a whole policy. You should have a resolution of
This,
the policy
this
attached
one
to
that's
it.
the draft, that's for the one.
Oh,
that-
387, there's, here it is, the 13.
I don't
No,
have the
this one
number
just
on
says
that
resolution
resolution
number
yet.
blank.
Well, I mean, we're not really approving a resolution tonight. This was a draft. And then if there's anything that we see in it, this is for Facebook, that we would
So what
offer
is
that.
Archive Social? I looked up the other one.
So Archive Social is the retention program for social media. Depending on the accounts, or with all of the accounts that you have, this is gonna keep us compliant with public record laws, and they do all the work for us as far as keeping everything. So every post, every
Retention.
comment, every like is retained back to Archive Social. So it's a program we could actually utilize for anything retention wise.
So what do you mean in terms of keeping us? Like, they're gonna review our posts and then say, yes, you
No.
can post that, or no, you cannot
No,
post
so
that?
the monitoring will still be on us, but they will keep anything that is posted as far as comments, the posting in general. So if there's ever a question, you go back to specific posts and it's, say it's not on Facebook or it's been deleted, it's still saved. Because everything is a matter of public record, so it's not always going to stay on Facebook. It may be deleted whatsoever, and then you could go back to Archive Social program. You can pull it by keyword, you can pull it by person's name, by the post itself, and it pulls up all the detail and data for you.
So, so this is the invoice that I saw on here, Civic Plus, or that's different?
Yes, that's the same, same invoice.
So what's the difference between hiring a company like this and then just downloading ourselves and archiving ourselves?
We would have to download every post, every comment, everything with it and keep a file for it as opposed to just staying on Facebook.
But you can do a mass download of everything as often as you want and put it in Excel, put it in PDF,
You
share
could,
it.
I mean, those are other options
Okay.
as well, but this was just creating less tasks to do throughout the day.
Okay. I was just looking at the amount that this costs and knowing that we can archive just with a click of a button, it got my
But
attention.
that's not a monthly rate or anything, it's a 6 month or a year.
That's a year.
Yeah.
So
it's
the
not,
first number
you
is
know,
gonna be for the rest of the budget year,
Exactly.
and then it'll start over in October.
And I read
And
through all of
split.
this. I read through every bit of this. That is a lot of things that they already, all of
Yes.
this included
Yes.
in this.
So in that
price?
invoice, everything on that,
Wow.
that right there is included.
Yeah,
That would be overwhelming for one person in the city hall to do.
oh, yeah.
It would.
Well, when I asked you about this, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was asking about if a post got out of hand, and then that was what, and that was what all of our fears always been, but this came up when Chris and I was on council 3 years ago, right? And I was 100% against it because our town just, in my eyes, it wasn't ready for it. Everybody was asking for it and other things that were going on, whatever. Not to bring up all the past, but I don't think our city could have dealt with it.
Right.
I guess is the best way to put it. I believe we're in a better place now, but if a post was to get out of hand, if I understood correctly, we do have a legal right to delete that post, and that's where this came into play, is this keeps that in
Right.
case somebody goes, well, you deleted this post.
And then the policy helps back that up. So on the policies posted on
Right.
Facebook and the website, it kind of covers all areas. So if somebody does come back and say, well, you deleted my post, well, you violated our policy with this, and you could present everything in a report for
I'm
if
sorry,
something
I
were
said
escalated.
post comments, I'm sorry.
Yes,
I should have
comments.
said. I
But
said
that's
post.
presuming that we post comments, because in my mind, the last time we left this, it was just sort of like a news, and events.
There was something you
Yes,
found out
so
about that.
whenever I was talking with Civic Plus, and they have other groups even around us that say that it's a very gray area to not go comments. So if you go no comments, it's very gray when you have the First Amendment. So they say, keep the comments, but this helps you monitor them, keep record of where everything's at.
So they are removing posts if they get out of hand?
I would have to agree for myself, but that, they retain it. So
this
they'll
is-
retain the post even where it's at. So if person A violates policy and we have to delete that comment, it's still kept, the whole post with what's up to it, the report is developed, and everything is all saved under that one person's
Now,
subscriber's
Are
file.
they backing up real time? I mean, if I
Yes.
put a post on there and it's only on there for 30 seconds, are they gonna have a copy of it?
It's a 24/7, 365. And everything is catched at that moment of the post. So, and then say, if we have other pages that join in with this, that are our city pages, as anything that's right there, it will retain everything up to the beginning of that Facebook page.
Problem I see is if you go to Facebook and you go up to the search bar and type in City of West Walkeny, there's already 2 City of West Walkeny pages out there. One of them is City of West Walkeny, and the other one is City of West Walkeny, TX.
Right.
And they're both being used. There's no, it doesn't tell you who the admin or anything else on.
Well,
Beneficial
one of them might be mine. Because before I got on council, I was looking for ways to contribute, and I was like, well, I could make an official city page, and at least hold the name, and then go to city council. So that can either be removed or it could be taken over.
Yeah.
Or you would just put like, this is the official
Yes.
Yeah,
page
yeah.
of West Walkeny.
And
or
then the
whatever
more
page
logos you
you
use, the more official language used within the post, people will understand, okay, this is the official
Okay.
page.
I agree.
You can contact Facebook and they'll remove them.
Yes.
How do you contact Facebook?
There's actually many ways. You can do it by
Yeah.
email, you can do it by phone. There's always somebody that's,
Or post something that's questionable? You do that, you'll get them real quick.
you can actually go to the post and comment at Facebook, this is not a legit city site. And they'll start investigating it.
But I don't think we have that problem. I mean,
What I'm saying is,
I've got one that can be dismantled. Your wife has one, and then we have the city one, don't we?
No, not
She has
that
a group.
one. This is
So this will
West
be an
Walkeny.
official
The other one
page.
is City of West Walkeny.
I looked
Two
at both
pages.
of them earlier to make sure this meeting was gonna happen, and there was nothing updated, because everywhere I've ever lived, even little town of Ben Wheeler, we have a city page. But, most people are gonna look, well, this post was in December of 2022, and this post was in April of 2019, and they're gonna be like, okay, this ain't the right thing.
Yeah.
But to make it more, people friendly, you can contact Facebook, and anything that is marked City of West Walkeny, as you being the mayor or whoever, contacting them, they will remove anything that has y'all's name on it.
Okay, so last we talked about this, we didn't even know who had access to the city page. Has that been resolved?
I don't think so.
As who will have access, there is not created yet. So until this was somewhat approved to create it, then it'll be created. We recommended us using a general email address. So we'll create a general email address, social@citywestwalkeny.org, so everything's easy to be accessible, so say somebody's on here.
So we already have a page that exists though.
We do not, we don't have an official.
Well, she's talking about the page she created.
No,
Oh,
the one that was created.
No, there's some, but nobody here has control of it, so I
We don't
think,
have
I
access
think
to it.
what the gentleman suggested is we probably need to contact Facebook and get that one removed.
Yeah.
The only Facebook page we have is the Public Works Facebook page.
Yeah, no, I know, but if you go search, City of West Walker,
Yeah,
there's
I
two of
can
them.
actually show you, because I looked it up
No,
earlier.
there's one there, there's just like there's a police department one there, that's why I pointed at the chief, because he could probably get that one removed,
Yes, you can.
and what we're
And
talking about.
this thing encompasses all social media platforms, even Twitter,
Right,
Instagram.
right.
If we were to,
Yeah,
if we were to
it's-
incorporate any of
Right,
those.
if we were to expand into any of those, which maybe at some point.
And our-
we do, but-
And with the invoice, the program we have is
Yeah,
unlimited.
just to see what people say.
Right.
So we can have, if we want, each board or each committee wants to have their own page, it can still be monitored under the same,
Yeah,
City
yeah,
Plus
that's what I'm
program.
saying. So you can
and we
contact
can split it
Facebook
between different.
and all these
That's
other
kind of cool, I wonder if like
pages, move them, and
Keep
it'll
West
say
Walker
official
beautiful, and
digital.
all that
Yes.
could get under that umbrella, that would help them too.
And it
Yeah,
keeps
you're gonna
everything.
be linked.
And the company she's talking about is. a-
All the different committees and subcommittees and all that will be linked.
And then the city page could then share their post and help promote it, same
How
way,
many pages will they do then?
unlimited, unlimited.
So keep West.
But
Walker
it's-
Music will be
Pages
under
is
there.
unlimited, but it's a certain amount of
That,
posts.
yeah.
Number of
Yes, but
posts.
she said, whenever I talk to her, she goes, you will rarely get this number, and if you do, then they have another upwards program where you can get more posts and comments and,
Up to 3.5K.
yes.
Okay, thank you for doing the research.
Anything else? Well, number 9, discussion or action to approve or deny the city Facebook and social media policy.
I'll make the motion to approve city Facebook page and media policy.
I'll second.
Robin second, all in favor?
Kevin Featherston?
I got a question.
What is it?
Uh-oh.
Well, we gotta come up with $4,000 immediately, or 3,000.
What is that?
That's next.
So-
That's number 10.
Yeah.
On the agenda. We're just voting to approve the Facebook page.
Leon Myers,
Jack O'Connell.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Number 9, kind of already did number 10, the discussion and action to approve or not.
Well, no, that's to approve the spending the money.
Yeah, right, yeah.
that was my question.
Yes, I understand.
Approve or deny appointing Civic Plus, which is for archive social, for social media and archive services. We kind of already hit on that. We need to vote on it though.
But I can kind of answer your question if you have a question on that.
Yeah.
So we've talked, and I've talked with Kim and several other department heads, we've decided that we would be able to split these between different departments. Right now, we've got our code, admin, PD, court, and some out of water sewer to split evenly, since they would all be taking part into the retention on the Facebook page.
But then enter in,
So the pricing shows that we already use them for something. What are we using them for?
that's how we got this website we got now.
Through our website.
Yes, we are current City
Kudos
Plus
to her
member.
for figuring that out.
Yeah.
She was like, hey, we've got this, I'm gonna check into this. And I'm like, pretty cool.
It just, it didn't work, that other deal didn't work out, that guy, Tony, it just, we brought everything in-house and then he turned around now, we don't have to wait, sometimes we waited forever for that guy to sign on and approve this.
And they're also giving us discounts too.
Yes.
For that.
Because we are a current customer that they, since they
Yeah.
manage our
Some
Facebook.
pretty
our-
hefty
Yeah, I mean,
discounts.
at the end of the day, we just need to make sure that we, and I knew y'all were gonna work on that, so I was gonna ask, did it happen? And sounds like it did, so y'all figured out the money part of it for this year, the remainder of this year. We just have to remember that in next year, we've got this in our budget.
Right.
And
That
it'll only
actually
be the
should be in
$47.88
there.
for next year.
I was gonna say, it shouldn't be in our, this year's budget, because we,
Well, no, I'm saying that the additional,
oh,
yeah, we just need to make sure we got this 4788 additional money in our next year's budget.
okay. All right, so Chair would entertain a motion to take action or deny approve City Plus.
I'll make a motion to approve a Civic Plus Archive Social for social media archive servicing.
I second that motion.
Kevin second, all in favor?
Kevin Featherston?
Leon Myers.
Jack O'Connell.
Robin Mode.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Moving on to number 11, discussion or action to approve or deny a resolution of the City of Council of West Walkeny, Texas, authorizing the creation of the City of West Walkeny policy, establishing a social media policy, appointing an archive company, and providing an effective date. So these last three have been kind of in the same ballpark.
Yeah. They go hand
They
in
vary just a little bit, but they go hand in hand.
So this policy will lay out everything from internal to external. It lays out what they can and cannot do when they comment, who posts, all of that. There's some links in there that council will have to fill in like if they want to do certain things. It also has the disclaimer that can go on the webpage and the Facebook page. And it also has the waiver stating basically they realize that we don't protect their stuff. This is social media. And by posting or commenting, whatever they do, liking, they're agreeing to those terms. So those would be posted on the Facebook page
So-
and our city website.
Where are we with actually just starting it up? So I think everybody's on board with everything.
Well, once-
I could have it live at the latest March 1st, probably
Okay.
sooner than that.
Okay.
So does this policy encompass all of the city entities, planning and zoning,
Yeah.
West Walkeny Beautiful, all of them?
It's social
Everybody has
media.
to fall under this umbrella. Okay.
So we gotta figure out, everybody sees section 2 there. The Facebook page shall be managed by the,
Where are you getting at that?
The front page of this resolution.
One that says
That has no number.
had this,
Oh, the one is on number, okay.
and I was gonna ask about the
I got
number
you.
part of it, now that we're at this point. So how does that work if we don't have a resolution number? on
This
it?
is just a
Just a rough draft, and then once, so really, we're gonna have to put this back on the next
Yeah, this
council
is,
meeting
yeah,
to approve the actual resolution, so. I mean, this is just a rough draft for us to fill in, so we're gonna have to figure out who
fill in
we're,
the highlighted
who we're
links.
gonna have manage it. Good idea.
what is your actual title?
Accounts payable.
So accounts payable is who's gonna manage this moving forward.
It's not, that's, I mean,
So
that's,
what if you're what if your next accounts payable has no clue of how to operate Facebook? I think it should fall under the city secretary or her delegate, that way she can make sure, or the delegate of the city secretary. So, because it might change, this position may not have the knowledge to run Facebook, she may have to move it to somebody
yeah,
else
I
in
mean,
the
if we're gonna
office.
say by the actual position, right? And then that position could delegate it to anyone.
And I think it
That's-
actually says or designee.
So that's where it
So
needs
we
to be, in
can
my
put city
opinion. It needs to
secretary
be under
or
the city
designee.
secretary, because that's our highest in this office, in there.
Mhm.
So then she can delegate it down from there. As long as it stays within the office.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and it kind
It says
of,
within city hall.
it kind of breaks all that down.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
Or
that
individual
blank, we
design
can just fill in city
City
secretary.
secretary.
Alright.
What's
Do
one?
that.
Oh, no. The resolution.
Section 2.
City secretary. Is the way it's broken down. After that, it allows her
Yeah,
to.
pretty much, yeah, she could,
It says she can designate.
I heard that say those words, so I just wanted to make sure.
So I'm still, I need a motion on,
Oh, what else? is-
not yet.
There's still other lines in there.
Yep.
I got other ones.
So, yeah,
Exhibit A.
The other one.
on Exhibit A, there's a blank there, the policy sets guidelines for establishment, operation, management of various social media to ensure timely, accurate, appropriate use of those outlets to deliver clear, concise, and right there,
See,
all this,
Okay.
we gotta fill that in.
so that would be city secretary or city council?
Mm,
I think that should be council.
the only scary part of that is timing. We could shut things down if we can't get a meeting together fast enough.
What's gonna go on Facebook that would be time sensitive?
This is
It
just
would
on
fall
social media
outside the
outlets in
norm.
general.
That you can't
So like I
already
said,
delete.
posts and comment, this is more of what social media outlet we use. It's Facebook, it's Twitter, or it's Instagram, or.
It just says that we're not just gonna go out there and grab another one as it comes available. It needs to come back before our council and be approved.
And say we want to start doing it on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I believe that one should say city council.
That shouldn't mean if we should still be able to link the other ones though, right? That wouldn't hold us back from that.
Yeah, it would just be to keep whoever's in charge of it from expanding on their own.
Yeah. I don't see that's gonna happen.
Well,
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Okay,
So we're putting city council in there?
Representative versus private regarding accounts.
That one's kind of touchy.
Yeah,
Is that saying, are we talking about like if Public Works wants to have their own page that,
Yeah.
I'm just using you as an
Because
example,
I have,
that they have to come before us to say yes or no?
I believe so.
Okay.
And that's what it should be, city
yeah,
council.
and they've already actually got it
Right.
done. But at what point can we take off? And put it on it instead of doing this every month? Is this gonna kick us off? And you
They should
going?
allow us to kick off once we
Well,
finish filling in the blank.
this will allow us to actually get a true,
Policy in place.
this will get us a true number, right? So get us a true resolution number. That's gonna have to come back to council to get approved, and then once that's approved, then we're live.
So it
Is
can
it
actually
two?
be on the March council.
Yeah, it'd be on March
We don't
6th.
have two readings under
We
it.
can put it on the March,
No.
because I don't think we have one before then.
Yeah, we got one.
Well, we got one
Well, it's,
February, next Tuesday, following, not this coming Tuesday, but following on
That's
12th.
March.
Oh, that is March. You're right.
Resolutions only take one.
Yeah, it only
Yeah,
takes
no,
one
we're-
reading.
Ordinances take two.
Yeah, so I mean,
It
I
can
can
be
put
on
it
the
on
12th
the
and
March
good to
agenda and we can have it up, end of the week, probably, maybe?
Yeah.
That's a Tuesday.
Okay.
I mean, you could do it the next day. All you gotta do is have it ready and then
Oh,
do it
yeah.
live.
We just bring it to the March agenda, but so we gotta keep on filling the blanks.
Page
Got one.
5, I saw one, so
five or
5.
Well,
three.
there's page
Page-
two,
Page
just
two.
draw the mark.
We did two.
We should establish
It's really the fourth page.
Yeah, so page 4 now.
Page 4 doesn't.
Page 4 at the top, you got 2 places that need filled in.
Drop for professional use.
City council.
We're gonna say council on all of
Yep.
this.
It actually has a two at the
It's
bottom,
technically
Well-
two,
but it's just.
Oh,
needs to be-
we're not following the
Yeah, this is my 4th page. City council.
I mean, the council's gonna have to approve like administrative, if there's administrative access change.
They're counting pages, not.
That's what, yeah, I guess.
Not
it's-
using the number on the bottom.
Okay.
Everybody
Yeah,
gets that? Do we agree with council?
Yeah,
It's two times two.
Yeah, basically, we just put council in 3 spots.
And then your next spot, would that be us or the secretary? The city secretary shall provide administrative access to any, so she's providing access to.
yeah.
So that's your
That
city
kinda goes
secretary.
Hand in hand
Yeah,
with the.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
One, two, three.
this one's labeled.
They have page numbers on them.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
they
but they're
don't line
not,
up.
it's not like,
So it's the 7th page or page 5.
exactly.
Yeah, there's a resolution and
Registering
then
a
there's
new
a
page.
policy, which is an attachment as an exhibit.
Yeah, okay,
You have
just a
different page numbers.
Say it again, Shannon?
You have a resolution, then you have an exhibit, which is your policy.
Yeah.
Which is why you have different page numbers than you do pages.
Yes.
You have 2 documents.
Yeah, the resolution was first.
So the policy's just being incorporated into the resolution by attachment.
Okay. Does that answer everybody? Okay. Okay. Entertain a motion.
Still got more.
Oh, you don't, I thought we had them all done.
So page 5 is where you're at.
I went all the way through it.
You're on registering a new page now. Which is 7 or 5.
Correct.
Page 5 at the bottom.
The very bottom of the page, left-hand corner, it says goals.
So this one already says council.
It says contact, but where is this contact?
It says with the approval of the council or.
That's,
City secretary.
Well, I think-
That's what I already wrote on there.
I mean, that's what I think. You do not agree, Secretary?
So,
Yeah, I agree.
y'all agree, Secretary, or is that one stay at council? Should
Well, it
there
says
be an
no
order?
city council members
It
or
says
employees
council
may
or
create
city
or
secretary.
retain.
Council's
So
already,
that's-
council's already there,
Or mayor.
Or,
or
because it
mayor.
could go around.
but we're gonna say council or council?
It'd just be council, there would be no other,
Okay,
no
you
or.
can take the blank out if you
Yeah,
want.
so it would just be council.
Or mayor.
But did y'all read, number on page, the real page 5? On register new page, it says,
that's where we're at.
that no city council members or employees may create or maintain a social media website for the purposes for the purports or to appears to be a social media website.
It doesn't mean they can't have a personal
It says
page.
without the approval.
That means we can't go out there and post one as the city of West Walkeny.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Meaning I
Well, it
can't-
says or maintain a website, or
See, I'm not
it
seeing.
says maintain, I think that would fall under even the city's Facebook page. This is a policies and procedures, so it's kind of, you're gonna have 2 or 3 things that go hand in hand to kind of lock all this in real time. So I'm afraid there, we don't wanna just say council, because if we do, we're gonna kind of mitigate where we said the secretary can direct others in the office to
And I will tell
take care of a
you,
page.
this is a combination of different ones. So I took Civic
Yeah.
Plus's archive one. I took the city of Dallas and I took the city of Lavon and I combined them to come up with this
And is
policy.
that where they basically looked at it, was council and
Mhm.
So I think
That
we
is
need
their
to council
word.
and
council and
secretary,
secretary?
because that gives her the ability to, you know,
Okay.
let's say that we all agreed that they had her doing it all the time. Well, guess what? If she's sick, then the city secretary is not gonna wanna have to call the council or get a council meeting together
Correct.
in order to say, hey, you're gonna have to update the Facebook page. Because what is the idea you're gonna have for maintaining this?
So as far as monitor, I would like to designate certain times of the day to where I can actually post, monitor, keep track of, so I'm not watching it all day, not 24/7. And it does state in the policy, this is not monitored 24/7. It is retained 24/7, but not monitored. It's not considered 911. So it's looked at 2 to 3 times a
And
day.
it also points out that it is not a way to do information requests.
Yes.
You cannot do a public information request on Facebook. It will
They're not gonna be able to
accepted.
post on it.
No, they will not be able to post, but
This
I'll be
is for
able to
the city,
monitor.
this is for the city to post on it. They may comment on it, but, I mean, look,
And it's actually in that.
Yeah.
And it shows what they can and can't comment, how they,
So we're putting the city secretary in there, that fills all the gaps.
right. And we're gonna go off yours as official, making the number on the,
Just change sides of that, so it say sides.
what's that?
Spelling. I think it's on.
The spelling you said?
where,
I know,
Page-
the one we were just doing,
page 5.
city, that's, I don't know how to spell. City social media,
Sites.
Well, I think it's
Is that
because this, yeah. no,
I
that's-
saw the same thing.
No, that's
I
right,
did.
that's right, because this is gonna be our social media policy, even if we went at some point into Twitter, we wouldn't have to create another policy.
for all the,
We'll
This
use,
is a
we'll
regular
use this
thing.
same policy all the way across the board.
I got you.
It's not, it really doesn't just pertain to Facebook, it does for now, but it could pertain to
I got
others
it.
later on.
Okay.
Who is responsible for updating the website? I'm sorry? Who updates the website?
The website, right now, Amanda's been updating the website. I mean, really, it's wherever we can, but
Yeah.
she's kind of mastermind.
Or
the whole
Kim
time.
too. so.
as far as updating of minutes and agendas. That
Anything
was all
else?
there's doing with that.
We got. We all still reading about, so we can pass, you want to get on by 11?
I think we're ready.
Are we ready to go? Right? So somebody needs to make a motion on number 11.
I make a motion that we approve the resolution of the City of West Walkeny, Texas, authorizing the creation of the City of West Walkeny Facebook page and establishing a social media policy.
A second.
Kevin
All in
Feathers.
favor?
Leon Myers.
Jack O'Connell.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
It is unanimous. Moving on to number 12, any citizens input that's not related to the agenda items? You guys got anything?
Yes, sir.
You may sign in.
I don't know about it. Do we have forms up there, Amanda?
Oh.
Voting?
Not for the
No,
second.
no.
Not for that. Probably the one for the special session. Yeah. Good, sir.
So I'm Larry Martin, this is my father, Larry Martin, as well. I just moved over here to Hilburn, and he is an offender, and I was wondering if there's a way that I can get him to move in with me. He has less than 40% of his lungs left, he's 68 years old, and it's a ticking time bomb. I'm trying to be there to watch him, and I haven't been able to for the last 10 years because he just completed all of his probation, everything is done, he's been through his classes, everything. So I talked to the chief, and he said the best thing to do would be come and present it to y'all because of ordinance.
Well, the only, we're not even supposed to really even be collaborating or whatever. We can't answer or guide you at this level. Now, we might be able to get the council or whatever to approve it being on the agenda so that we can take action.
Okay.
We can't talk about it, take action without it being on the agenda.
Okay.
If it's on the agenda, we can take action.
All right,
So we would have to do that. If you would, around, the 12th is on the second Tuesday of the month.
yes, sir.
March the 12th, that's our next regular scheduled meeting.
Okay.
Is it, you want to, you go to, what?
Chief, what is the
I'm just
law?
saying, I'm doing the agenda for that one, so.
What's the rules and laws or whatever on that, John?
Well,
I mean, I
the
got,
ordinance that we passed here is because the park is the child safe zone, and sex offenders can't live within 1,000 feet of the park.
that, got anything to do with, is that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know there was a city
Gilbert,
ordinance. I actually
Gilbert.
looked up everything I could.
Right across from the side entrance.
I know, yeah.
The new street.
Yeah, I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, I looked up everything I could find before
Yeah.
I moved into this house. And then, like I said, then I went and talked to him because he has to unregister out of Dallas County and then re-register here. But, I mean, like I said,
Yeah, a lot of that really, it really doesn't pertain too much to the council, and I don't see.
Well, the only thing that the ordinance says is that, there are, special permits, I think it is, but I think it's only for the day, like if someone wants to go visit the park or something, is the only thing.
Yeah.
It says nothing about living within it. And his residence is gonna be
Well, within
like
1,000 feet.
650 feet from it.
Well, something we just have to take up next council. I'll just give you an answer now, yes or no. but we-
yeah, I mean, I just wanted
Yeah.
to come and talk to y'all about it because,
Yeah, and the
like I said,
permits
his
will be
health
the
is
council
on
would
quicker.
have to approve the permit, so I could get what, the ordinance is, and what the situation is, from where the council is.
All right. So, anybody else have any other citizens input? None, we'll move on to number 12, I mean, the 13.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
Kevin first,
Kevin
Leon
Feathers.
second.
Leon Myers.
Jack O'Connell.
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
We are adjourned. You don't turn that, Randy, you leave. You're off.
See you later. All right, we'll-